Well, Nick, this podcast reminds me of 3 years ago. Maybe 4 years ago. 3 years ago. You know why?
Why?
What color is in front of us right now?
Blue.
And what did we drink 3 years ago in Chicago?
Blue motherfuckers. Yes, I made them homemade this time, yes?
Yeah, you did. And they're actually pretty good.
Well, looky
After
there.
about 5 test takes.
You leave my
Taste tests.
bartending skills alone, yes.
Okay, all right. My fair point. But these things are pretty strong, and I'm already feeling kind of tipsy from them.
Oh, I don't know.
We haven't even started yet.
I don't know if it's from that.
Oh, okay, Mr. Speaker.
Hey, we're not going to go there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, how was your, you went,
Well, let's welcome everybody to the show first, and I'll get into
there's
all
people
of life's
listening. I forgot.
travesties. Yes. Welcome everybody to another week of the Shotcast. I'm Nick,
I'm Brett.
and we're here to round up this week's top news while taking shots. However, it is the first weekend of the month, as it is now March 2nd at the date of this recording. Tell me, Brett, what is special about this week's episode of the Shotcast?
Well, it's not really the Shotcast. It's called the Drunkcast. That's where we get actually obliterated.
Are we going to, Brett?
I wouldn't say obliterated. I'd say drunk.
Brett, it doesn't take much for Brett anymore these days, to be quite honest.
No, I'm a lightweight. It saves me money.
You already seem kind of drunk, Brett.
Yep.
No, you're not.
No. Yep.
So, yes, it is the first of the month, which means it is time for our Drunkcast. So, with the Drunkcast, we typically have no time limit. We're still following our format that we've just gone with. How long have we been doing our new format? Has that been since the start of the year, or has that been February?
We've done over 4 podcasts now.
4, yes. And I like it, personally. I think it, going over all these different news articles, especially instead of just keeping it with 3, I think has been a lifesaver for the show, if you ask me.
Yeah.
How would you say it's been going, Brett?
Good. I like it so far. It actually extends everything to an hour instead of sometimes it was 30 minutes.
Yes, I would
wasn't
agree.
really structured,
so we're happy to keep doing it, at least in this format, if you have feedback for us. The good news is you can find us in a multitude of different places. Hey, Brett.
We still got to get on Spotify.
Hey, Brett.
What?
Did you know you can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and our website?
Yeah, I do. I'm the one that put us on there.
I was trying to make a cutesy advertisement, and you had to ruin it.
Of course I did. Also, this year, we are trying to bring one guest on every month.
Yes, and in 2 weeks' time, we will be having the return of Sienna, my friend from college and all-around really close friend.
The month after that is one of our good friends, Kyle.
Yes, we're trying to bring on at least a guest per month to give a different perspective other than you all just listening to Brett and I ramble.
He's in the world of insurance, so if you work in insurance, make sure to listen to that podcast.
Did your cousin ever say ultimately how she liked doing this?
She said it was amazing.
No, she didn't.
No, I never talked to her again after she was on here.
Well, at least we...
Oh my God. We're going to have to watch out for those cords.
No, you will. Spill that blue liquid all over my carpet.
So the reason we just had that problem was we are now using 2 mics on mic stands. And
we've leveled up, let's just say.
What are these called? The things that block the sound?
Pop filters.
Pop filters. And
yes.
I just hit my drink on the cord of the pop filter. I have to get used to that.
Yes. Let's just say that if Brett decides to destroy my blue carpet, he's going to get it. A knuckle fat sandwich. What the hell was I just trying to say there?
You don't have blue carpet. You have white carpet.
Wow, I'm...
Just chill out, dude. Chill out and just be yourself.
However...
Don't be nervous.
I'm not nervous.
I know this is your, 60th podcast, but try not to be nervous.
You have no idea what I did this week. Actually, no, you do, because I tell you everything every day.
Yeah, what the hell? No, the thing is, you're comfortable talking in front of live audiences, but when it comes to talking to an inanimate object, you don't know what to say.
That is not true.
That's not true.
I'm the one that carries this damn thing, and you know it.
No, you do carry this thing. You're really good at talking,
But
I'm good at talking off of your bullshit.
As I was trying to say, you can find us on a multitude of different platforms to listen to us. And if you need to get a hold of us, we're on tons of social media. Well, not tons, but we also haven't really been keeping up on it, which...
usually Facebook.
Telling Brett we're going to do that. This week, we're going to change that. You can find us on Instagram at @the_Shotcast.
If we feel like it.
No. And on Facebook at the Shotcast WI for Wisconsin, right, Brett?
Right.
Yes, Brett loves, say it, Brett, I love social media.
I love social media.
Say it happy.
It's happy.
I knew we should have gotten wine.
What?
If there's one thing I've learned doing this podcast under the influence of alcohol with Brett, it's that different alcohols truly do change his personality. Like white wine, what we've been doing the past couple of weeks, turns him into a happy-go-lucky pile of poop. Whereas hard liquor, as we are kind of doing now with this lovely mixed drink, I'm not entirely sure what I'm in for.
Get ready. Buckle up, folks.
No, more or less
Because we're in
buckle
for
up, Nick.
a ride. No, everybody buckle up then.
But anyhow, it was I'm happy to be doing this week because it's a bit of a break from I was traveling this week. I was in Seattle, Washington, giving a presentation at a summit on AI and voice assistant technology. Pretty cool, I would have to say.
Yep.
I truly love Seattle. You really need to come out there sometime, Brett, because it is gorgeous.
I really want to go back to San Diego.
Did you see that picture of the mountains I took?
Yeah, that was beautiful.
No, I'm like, here, I'll show you again.
No, I saw it. You texted it to me. I saw it.
I did? No, I'm talking about like the ones from the plane.
Oh, yeah, I saw those.
This?
Yep.
Yeah. How beautiful is that?
That is gorgeous.
You could give a crap.
Can you imagine like an open world game that looked like that?
Right? This is what Skyrim should model itself after.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just look at the mountains and...
Yeah, so these are the Cascade Mountains. What I'm showing Brett a picture from the airplane as I was flying out.
Can you zoom in on that?
We passed the Cascade Mountains, and it's a mountain range that's completely...
God, it's all white.
Yes, snow-capped mountains, just absolutely breathtaking.
It looks like Zero Ground is water.
Right?
Yeah.
It's absolutely breathtaking. I mean, the state itself is just...
That's the differential of like the climate.
The state itself is just beautiful, and you don't even know what's more sad about the whole thing is that it was like in the low 40s there the entire week, but it was still warmer.
Which they were just coming off of
Then
like
it was
3 inches of snow, right?
Like 12 inches of snow.
Wait, Seattle got 12?
Yes, but it was...
It wasn't like one day. It was like over a period of time, right?
Right, but
Okay.
it was still warmer compared to what we were dealing with here in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous, in my opinion.
Well no.
And it was
That's how
actually
always is.
it was actually sunny 3 days out of the week when we were there, which is like not normal because when I was there last April with Adam and stuff, it was raining, I think 3 out of the 4 days we were there. So actually the Monday I was there last week, they said it was the sunniest day they had since October.
Wow. That's
Yes.
sad.
And that was the day I went and did the Space Needle and the Pop Culture Museum and all that good stuff. So yeah, it was a lot warmer there, and it's such a young, youthful city. There's a ton of young people there, and it's all like hipster coffee
tech
shops,
city.
and you really need to come check it out sometime. I know it like it doesn't sound fun or appealing, but it's a neat place to check out.
Why don't Kyle, you and I all just go out there?
We should for like a long weekend or something. Flights are cheap out there.
I'd be down.
Because it's cool. They have a ton of craft breweries everywhere, and it's so pretty. It's amazing.
Kind of like a hipper Madison.
I would not even put it in the same ballpark as Madison size wise.
It's bigger than Madison, correct?
You're looking at about 750,000 people. So yeah,
Yeah. And Madison has what?
like 200,000.
Does Madison have 200,000?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so a bit different. But yeah, it's just
I wasn't really talking about population though. I was talking more like the attitude,
Oh, I gotcha.
yeah.
No, it's absolutely beautiful out there. I as I've mentioned multiple times in here, I am actively trying to move out there. I would like to at some
Yeah.
point.
Definitely, if you actually did move out there, I would think about moving out there.
It's next level, and it's growing, but it is more expensive. I'll tell you what. You know how like a pint of beer here in Madison's like $4 or $5.
Mm-hmm.
There, it's like $7.
Oh, okay. It's not bad.
But like as
not
we
too
know,
much of an upgrade.
as we know from Vegas, it can be a lot worse.
Well, how I know from New York and I know from Vegas when I asked for a Jack
Yes.
and Coke double.
New
she's
York
like,
and-
that'll be $32. And I was
New
like,
York and
what?
Vegas is a lot worse, but
Because I asked for a double Jack and Coke here in Madison, and they're like, that'll be $8. I'm like, okay, reasonable. $4, plus 2 is 8, and New York and Las Vegas. It's
$32. The look on your face when she gave you the price and you asked what a double was, and she said double the price.
Yeah. I was like, okay, can I get a single then? How much is a single? She's like, but half the price.
As
16.
I told you, Brett, what do you expect? We went to one of the best nightclubs on the trip. I mean, what do you expect?
About Las
Yes.
Vegas, or were you talking about San?
We went to Las Vegas.
Which one was the red disco ball? Was that?
That was Vegas.
That was Vegas. Okay.
Yes. I was going to say, that was like one of the best nightclubs on the strip. Of course, it was going to be expensive. Anyhow, we totally just went on a rant there. Anyhow, we're excited for this week's Drunkcast, and Brett and I have decided, kicking off March, we are going to bring back our lovely wheel. Yes?
I love how you have the podcast on the TV now.
Well, I'm airplaying it to the TV because now that we have the mic stands, it's just going to be easier to look ahead.
Yeah, is it possible to get sound through the TV?
Probably. I'm sure there's a way to do that.
YouTube videos and stuff. Commentate on them.
Sure, there's a way to do that. I won't deal with that now.
Okay.
Then don't oversaturate what we're doing here. Let's just get through the news stories, yes. But first, the wheel decided this week, Brett, explain.
Well, you never explained the wheel to me, so I'm guessing you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sips of our blue motherfuckers.
Oh, that's not sips. That is drinks.
Dude, we're gonna die.
No, we're not.
Nick, I'm not following your rules. No.
Brett,
I know.
Play
no.
along.
You never. So I don't get you. Your whole life, you plan it out specifically, critically, and you have to get everything done perfectly. But when it comes to this podcast, you never think ahead to what could possibly happen.
If you get to the point of uncomfortableness, we'll stop.
If we get 4, and we have to drink 4 of these blue motherfuckers.
Okay, I will.
Are you fucking with me?
I will come.
We're not finishing the podcast.
No, I'm not talking about like the whole drink. I'm talking about just drinks in terms of seconds.
I said sips. Like that's a second to sip.
Oh.
Like
okay.
1, 2.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant drinks after you said
no. Not like whole ones.
I meant like
I didn't even
sips.
make enough for that.
I meant like a second a sip.
Yes.
I thought you meant a whole glass.
No, God, no. I didn't make enough for that.
Well, you said no to my thing. What I just said.
Oh, I was confused.
Okay, I was too confused too, so we were both confused.
All right, are you ready to spin, Brett, for the opening one?
Yes.
Opening drink?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wait,
does that come through the TV?
Yes, it is.
It is. 5 sips.
Wow, look it, we're opening it up right. Here we go, Brett. Yeah!
Shots to Shotcast. Oh God! Thank God for antacids. Ugh. I'm probably gonna have to cut that out. That was a long time of dead silence. Or dead air, what do you want to call it?
You know what this is?
Would you call this dead air? What we're doing, or dead stream?
This is actually. You should be proud of me right now, because keep in mind this is probably like the first amount of alcohol like this I've had in 2 months. Since New Year's Eve.
Am I gonna see? I haven't seen you drunk in like two and a half months.
No, I as I've mentioned on here many times since New Year's Eve of 2018. Sometimes you just have an experience that takes you too far, everybody.
Yeah, that involves me carrying you out with a bouncer to throw up in the streets of Madison.
Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. Thanks. Anywho, let's get into this week's top news, shall we?
Nobody knows our last name.
You got to get sound effects in here for when we switch over to this stuff.
Oh, yeah,
that is a demand this week. Oh, it's not a bad idea. You're gonna do it.
So wait. Okay, we'll cut this out. Can you pause it?
This week's top news.
Dun 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 dun.
U.S. news. Oh, what was that? Was that a bird? I don't know. What was that, Brett?
Shut up, Nick.
So, first news story out of we have this week is Governor Cuomo reportedly pleaded to Jeff Bezos to bring Amazon HQ2 back to New York.
That was about a year ago. We were talking about them going to New York.
No.
Yeah, it was like a year ago, wasn't it?
They didn't officially announce this stuff until like half a year ago that they were planning on, where the locations of the new headquarters would be.
My bad, everyone.
Yes, Brett's
it
being
was half a year ago, not a year ago.
Brett's being a Nancy.
Oh my God.
Anyhow, yes, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo apparently has been pleading with Amazon executives, including CEO Jeff Bezos, to reconsider their decision to abandon their plans to build a new office there, because Amazon actually So as we know, and Brett, I think as I told you, well, no, we actually had an article we talked about in a previous episode where Amazon decided that they were going to split up their new headquarters into 2 different locations, one being near Washington, D.C., and the other being in New York City on Long Island.
Okay.
Well, apparently, the local politicians in Long Island were not too hip over Amazon coming there because their city was going to give them massive subsidies.
Oh, come on, really?
Yeah.
That was because of the old people. They were not innovating.
Yep.
Oh, it seems like a common trend these days.
Actually, no. You want to be completely honest. One of the most outspoken critics of Amazon coming to New York was AOC. What's her name? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Wait. Isn't that the girl that DP really talked about?
Yes, she actually is. She's a representative from New York, and she was one of the most outspoken about it.
Wait, were they afraid it'd be like Walmart coming in back
Yes.
a decade ago?
Yes. Okay. Well, they also didn't like the fact of, New York City was going to give them a ton of tax breaks and different things to come there.
Okay, so tax breaks and all that crap because they'd be making more money in general, so tax breaks could be beneficial, right?
To the company, not to the city.
Oh, to the company. I think you're talking about the city.
No.
Oh, okay.
Now, Amazon coming there would have provided 25,000 jobs.
Yeah, but then there goes the small businesses.
No, well, because
No. Of course. Why wouldn't the small business be suffered by that?
Because this is just a corporate office.
It's not going to have a bunch of warehouses around there?
No. This was a corporate office.
This is a corporate office. So why were they worried about it?
Because they didn't like the amount of tax breaks that New York was going to be giving to them.
Okay.
Which...
Whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Shut up.
Right. But Governor Cuomo was outraged at local politicians who had opposed Amazon's HQ2 build in Long Island City and eventually drove the company out. And actually, Brett, on Valentine's Day, they announced that they were going to be pulling out of New York City, which, like I said, would have brought 25,000 jobs to the area. And apparently, over the past 2 weeks, Cuomo has reportedly been trying to do damage control by talking with various Amazon executives that he would help them cut through New York's bureaucracy. And Amazon has indicated it's not working. Because I'll tell you what, Jeff Bezos is a ruthless mother F word. And if you... why are you rolling your eyes?
Don't say F word. That's worse than you saying the actual F word.
Well, whatever. He's ruthless, and the moment you turn him down, you probably ain't coming back in. Just a thought. Actually, not a thought. It's true. So New York lost out big time on this, in my opinion. I understand capitalism, big business, free enterprise, blah, 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 blah. Well, this would have brought a ton of jobs to the New York City area. You'd have a huge talent pool to be able to tap from, and they apparently did not want it. So, quote unquote, according to the governor's office, the state Senate made a terrible blunder. Everyone, including their members, knows it, and 75% of New Yorkers affirmed it. And the governor will take over the process and can comfortably assure Amazon the approval will get done, according to Cuomo's office reported in a CNBC statement. So it sounds like he really wants them there because, again, that's great for his platform because he's like, I'm Governor Cuomo, re-elect me, I brought 25,000 jobs.
Yeah.
Jobs.
Yeah, jobs.
It's always about jobs. No matter where you go, it's always about jobs.
So, do they still want to have relocate a headquarters?
Actually, I don't know what they're going to do. Okay. I haven't read that. Anything about that.
What was their other option? Wasn't it in Washington?
I thought they were going to choose Chicago. Oh. Chicago would have made a ton of sense.
Wasn't that our prediction?
Yes.
It's right in the middle of everything.
It's right in the middle. You're by a major international airport. You have a ton of talent to choose from. I mean, it would have made sense. Maybe they will go back to Chicago.
I mean, it depends on their big demographic. Maybe the Europeans their products more.
It's also interesting to note that once they pulled out of New York City, Chicago did send a bid back into them and were like, we're still open if you want to come here.
Well, why wouldn't you do that?
And Chicago still has a ton of undeveloped land that they could use as well. So we'll see what happens. But now,
you would think in New York they don't have a lot of undeveloped land.
But for now, they're still going to be building right outside of Washington, D.C., from what I understand.
Okay.
However, in addition to abandoning the plans for the New York campus, Amazon has also reportedly scaled back expansion plans in its hometown of Seattle. They're actually going to grow in Seattle. They're actually running out of space because they're literally right downtown in Seattle. And apparently they're not going to expand that anymore. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do. It's just so fascinating to have watched this company grow over the past 5, 6, 7 years.
Let's give a shout out to that show we've been watching on Netflix.
Yes. Brett and I have been watching today. So there's this docuseries that CNN put together that is produced by Tom Hanks and a handful of other folks called... it's different decades, like they've done the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, and they did a whole one on the 2000s that finally hit Netflix, and Brett and I literally binge-watched the whole thing today.
Oh, yeah, binge-watched the 2000s.
Yes.
And binge-watched half the 90s.
And it's interesting to note that one of the episodes in the 2000s docuseries was about technology in the 2000s and the dot-com bubble that burst in 2000, and Amazon almost was a casualty of that.
I want to get to Y2K on the 90s one.
Amazon was almost a casualty of that, and now they're this behemoth of a company that surpassed everything in its path.
What's it called again?
What?
What's the show that we're binge watching? What's it called? What's the name of it?
It's just called The Different Decades. So
Different Decades.
Like we were at the 2000s, and now we're watching the 90s.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I've already watched all these, but I finally turned Brett onto it, and I thought Brett would get bored with this type of stuff, but he actually really enjoys it.
Yeah, definitely watch it if you have Netflix. I would condone it.
So yeah, that's Amazon, and I saw when I initially went to go get this story. You're like, Nick, you love Amazon.
Well, yeah, I told you to write about it when I wrote this up. Did you not see that? You saw that I shared it with you, right? This thing I made, right? What is that face? Why are you doing that? What do you stop? You know who you remind me of right now? Kyle's brother on South Park.
His cousin. Oh my God, the air's so dry. We need some mist to put over. Mrs. Cartman, you're gonna have to remove your dry air.
I remember you making Adam laugh his ass off.
I do remember that on the bus in college. That was really funny. All right, anyhow. So that's
air's so dry in here.
That's U.S. news. Time for another wheel.
All right, let's see what we get this time. Oh my God, that's so from like a year ago. We almost got 5 games. We got 1. Not bad.
Looks like you need a refill.
I do.
Did you refill your cup now?
Yeah, yep, I refilled my cup. Okay. Did you ever learn about Stonehenge in like high school, middle school?
You didn't let me do it. World news! I really need to come up with a different way to say that.
Maybe just let the intro do it for itself on the audio cue.
World news.
We should hire somebody from Fiverr with like a deep, like cinematic voice.
We can do that, yeah. See, this is the power of the internet.
Like the guy that for Alita Battle Angel. I love that guy's voice. Come see Alita Battle Angel. Like kind of like that, you know.
We probably could do that, to be honest.
World news.
Power of the internet. Actor. All right, Brett, you got this world news story.
I was asking you, did you ever learn about Stonehenge in like high school?
Yes, the mystery rocks.
Stonehenge. So, plenty of... Oh, yeah, I can just go on TV and read it. Sweet. So, geologists have finally found exactly where some Stonehenge rocks came from. So they found...
What was the old research?
The old research was just based on, hey, there's this rock quarry pretty close by. The rocks must be from there. Because that's the only rocks in sight.
Oh, that was the old research?
But also, there was a lot of theories... So maybe the people brought the rocks from this, close by quarry, or they were thinking there was a bunch of rocks that were formed by glaciers. Which, what the hell, dude? Really? You think glaciers made that formation of rocks?
Have these people not just seen pictures of it? I don't think glaciers can position.
We're talking about professional geologists. Okay, so we're talking about professional geologists back in the 80s and 90s, and they thought maybe. Possibly glaciers, shrunk and formed this rock formation. Or it came from a nearby quarry. But until recently, till this past week actually, I'll just go from the start here. 5,000 years after people in British Isles began building Stonehenge, scientists now know precisely where some of the massive rocks came from.
I want to know where they come from.
Yep. A team of 12 geologists and archaeologists from across the United Kingdom unveiled research this month that traces some of the prehistoric monuments' smaller stones to 2 quarries in Western Wales. The rocks, which are called bluestones, were moved by humans some 150 miles away. So, what they did, I didn't write this down, but I remembered it from my readings. What they did was they took samples, they crushed the rocks up into powder, took the samples from those rocks, and found similar blue stones, quote unquote, of a blue stone, quote unquote, quarry 150 miles away, crushed those rocks up, and it matched. So those rocks match. Though the rocks in Stonehenge come from blue quarry rocks 150 miles away.
So somebody had to drag those there.
You're not thinking. Think about it. Think about running a mile. Think about taking a ton rock and carrying that just a mile. Now put 150 miles on that.
Right.
That's how far these rocks had to be drug. Or dragged.
They probably had some wheel back then.
I mean, like, yeah, a wheel or some type of...
They don't even know who did it. It could have been prehistoric humans. It could have been Vikings. They don't really know.
This story brings me back to like when I was researching up on the pyramids of Giza. It's kind of the same thing.
Very interesting, by the way.
Very, very interesting. There's diamond cutting on some of the rocks.
And Stonehenge?
No, on the pyramids of Giza. There's diamond cutting. Like,
please,
the only thing...
please don't tell me you're one of those people who think the pyramids were made by aliens.
No, I don't think it's made by aliens, but how do you explain the diamond drilling? Like, the cuts in the rocks are formed by diamond drilling. You can watch the documentary.
Right, they probably, through trade, got the tools to do that, or created it themselves through trade, because Egypt was very large.
Uh-huh.
And
so you're saying they made drills out of diamonds?
Well, they didn't. Of course, they didn't have electricity back then, so it wasn't a drill per se. But they probably used some type of carving tool to do so. Yes.
What I currently believe is, what we think of diamond drilling is we drill with a diamond in like a minute, but to get the same outlook of drilling with a diamond in a minute, these Egyptians may have done this in like it might have taken a year to do what we could do in a minute with drilling. Modern drilling.
Right, nobody knows this.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like they could have done it in a year, possibly. But archaeologists now want to focus on the prehistoric connections between early people in the Pre-Seal Hills and the English Plains to the east, polar side. And that's, coinciding with Stonehenge, basically, those locations. So they just want to keep doing research around the area because they just found this out, basically. And the team is also hoping to get access to the buried stumps at Stonehenge to confirm their origins. So, basically what I'm talking about is rocks surrounding the Stonehenge, not the actual Stonehenge rocks, because you cannot go up and just chisel off a piece of Stonehenge currently. So,
I mean, for some reason, people now don't think that humans were capable of creating this type of stuff. I mean, I think that's ridiculous to think, because
people from long ago can do what we did these days. It's just going to take a longer time.
Right.
They had all the time in the world.
Right. We don't have a scope of time and how long it took them to do this. It actually took them a very long time to build the Great Pyramids at Giza. But now we must...
1,000 years.
My rationale when everybody says it was aliens is I'm like, okay, great. But clearly you haven't seen the documentary How Beer Saved the World.
Hey, yeah.
Because that pretty much revealed that they had thousands upon thousands of slaves building these pyramids, and they were all being paid in beer.
Yep. I'd be paid in beer. I'd take it.
I mean, let's be real. Humans are capable of a lot, and I think when you have thousands of people working on one project, you're going to get results.
I mean, think about it. You were getting paid in beer back in the day. They were trading goats and stuff. You could probably trade beer and stuff for currency, products and stuff.
But I think back and I'm like, okay, so we think that the people back then were incapable of having technology to create something like Stonehenge or create something like the pyramids, but what about, 2,000 years from now when people look back on today, people probably would think, oh, how could they have had the technology where they had the internet in the palm of their hand, or how could they have the technology to transmit radio waves to the... You know what I mean?
Yeah. This talk reminds me of the Lauren Anthem, a game that we're currently playing.
Oh, God.
So have you noticed that where the game's lore is well advanced in, technology, but it's predated to the microchip? Anyways, I thought I'd share that. Nick doesn't give a shit. And most of you probably don't give a shit, but I do!
Needless to say, I think people, thousands of years ago were very capable of creating this type of stuff. Like you said, it just took a lot longer. And we only can go by the different truly written record we have, which isn't that much.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even know what, they know. If we're looking at it from the Egyptian standpoint, they wrote in hieroglyphics, but you don't really know what the language was, which is why I'll tell you what, the mummy screwed up a lot of people because everyone thought that they were speaking ancient Egyptian. Nobody knows what they sounded like. That was all like guessing mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, that the language you hear on The Mummy and The Mummy Returns is not actual Egyptian.
It's like Queen writing Bismillah and Scaramouche into Bohemian Rhapsody. It's nonsense, and that's exactly what.
Are you sure?
It's exactly what.
Are you sure? Is that actually nonsense, or is that in a different language?
Brett, we just watched the movie. They openly said that was just.
Yeah, well, that could have just been the guy being dumb.
It was. What do you call nonsense words?
I have no idea. Nonsense words.
No, it was gibberish. Yes. I swear to God.
I gotta look that up now. Can you keep talking?
What? You gotta look what up?
Scaramouche. What does that mean?
It's gibberish. They just made it up for the song. Yes.
Are you sure?
I am absolutely sure. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What does... How do you even spell Scaramouche?
I don't know.
Moosh in Bohemian Rhapsody.
There you go. See, Google knows all.
Google does know all. Scaramouche in the 1975 song recording Bohemian Rhapsody by the popular British rock band Queen. Scaramouche
is the name of the lead female
Fandango, inspired by Bohemian Rhapsody. Scaramouche is the name of the lead female role in the jukebox musical The We Will Rock. What?
See, it was gibberish.
No.
Yes.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Bismillah is also gibberish.
Scaramouche, Scaramouche, can you do the fandango?
He even said it. They even said in Brett. They even said in the movie that poetry is art and blah, 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 blah. I don't know how we got off on that tangent. Okay. Anyhow, I guess we'll see what comes of Stonehenge here, Brett. Good world news story.
Dude, I love Stonehenge. So this stuff is so fascinating. Like, you see the Aztecs, you see Stonehenge, you see pyramids of Giza, you see the oh my God, what's it called?
Are you talking about the Parthenon in Greece?
Well, that too.
Which I will.
That is brilliant.
I will tell you firsthand, standing there. Oh man, that is next level.
Well, it's so crazy how the mathematics that go into like building like the architecture back in the day, of what they had to go through, like how the math thing.
When I was in Greece, they were actively restoring the Parthenon because, of course, through years of weathering, most of these structures built back then weren't meant to last thousands of years, of course, and through weathering, erosion, and earthquakes. I mean, only part of it's standing. But what's interesting is you're walking around this space that's thousands of years old, and for me at least, I started like just envisioning like there were people here, like other people walking around, it was, a marketplace, like a place of, like, there was so much going on here thousands of years ago, and I'm walking where people walked thousands of years. It's just, it's amazing.
It is. It's so, it baffles me how, like, people in ancient days came up with all this math to make all that stuff. It's like, so I was talking with my coworkers and stuff, and they're like, yeah, we want to calculate how the light is refracting off this mirror. Light travels at this certain distance. You calculate that into your math equation, and you take some guy's law, divide that by 2.
Some guy's law.
Divide that by 2, and that equals how much it's going to refract off this mirror. I'm like, or reflect, not refract. I'm like, where did 2 come from? They're like, well, that's just what you put in the mathematical equation where you want it to reflect off this mirror that's, coated in gold. That's what gold reflects light off of at 2. Divide that by.
Okay, you're boring me. Speed this up.
I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Where did 2 come from? He's like, yeah, if you divide by 4, then the reflectance gets wider. I'm like, so where did 2 and 4 come from? He's like, we just made it up. That's what we divided by. I'm like, so we just made this number up that coincides with dividing by the speed of light, and divided by that, and that's where you get your reflectance. He's like, yeah. made it up. That's what we go by. I'm like, oh.
You
so that's how math works.
Yes, you can do that, right? People develop new equations all the time in algorithms.
It's ridiculous.
That's how computer algorithms work.
It's ridiculous.
Brett, you just need to realize right now, as we're talking, the microphone is capturing the airwaves, leaving our mouth. It is then converting that into electricity as it is being now run through this cable, being converted into how we sound through electrical input via a USB into the computer. If that is not mind-blowing in itself, I don't know what is.
This whole thing is mind-blowing. I don't understand any of it, but I'm doing it. So,
Wow, we really went off on a tangent on that one, didn't we?
Whatever.
Oops. Hang on 1 second,
What?
All right, so time to do the wheel again, yes?
Tech. Okay. All right. 2 sips. Not bad. By the way, we don't just drink our drinks during the wheel. We sip on them throughout the podcast. So, Nick just finished his ink. Like, okay, so why are you laughing? God damn it. Did we just spin the wheel? I can't remember because you just had to stop the fucking podcast and go up and get your drink. God damn it, I gotta... God, block it out. Okay, 1 sip.
Yes.
Okay, so you
Next news topic. Technology.
Jesus Christ. I swear to fucking God.
So even though this may not necessarily fit with technology, it's happening on the internet, so I'm considering it technology. And Brett, have you heard of the Momo challenge?
Not the Momo challenge, but this picture that you're referring to, it was a meme 3 years ago. And now the Gen X apparently got a hold of it.
No, actually,
everybody's going crazy about the Momo challenge.
I guess before I get into what this is, why don't you talk about what the meme was 3 years ago?
It was just a picture that you would like. It was like a jump scare for people who are scrolling through social media.
Yes.
And you would jump scare them to give them like a scary fright so they couldn't go to bed at night. And this was like the picture they would use.
So what's funny is the actual picture is just a statue of some weird Japanese creature in an art museum.
Yeah.
Now, so for our tech news story of this week, we will be talking about the Momo challenge.
Okay.
So what's been going on is somebody or a group of people have been targeting younger kids, like littler kids all the way up to adolescents and even some adults. So say, for example, you're watching a YouTube video. All of a sudden, in the place where the ad should be, this picture pops up.
Wait. So this is just a recurring meme?
Hang on. This picture pops up, and then somebody starts talking on the other end, basically instructing or scaring whoever the listener is to commit self-harm or do all these things to avoid a consequence.
Okay, so this is a little bit more enhanced than just the picture that was 3 years ago.
Yes, so I don't know why it's called the Momo challenge.
They're adding dialogue to it.
Correct, and the scary thing is kids are actually listening, and one girl actually killed herself.
No, come on.
No, because of this.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
Grow some balls.
Brett.
Why would you kill yourself, Nick?
Imagine if you're sitting in your bed late at night and this scary picture pops up and starts talking to you like an actual person.
It happened to me multiple times.
What do you mean?
You don't think that this meme affected me 3 years ago? This popped up constantly and freaked me out. Never did I ever think to kill myself.
But there was not a voice giving you instructions to do these different things.
Still, I'd be like, okay, that's just some guy talking. I never understand that shit.
Anyhow.
It's like, get a grip.
So there's been a flurry of scare stories, and a lot of schools have warned parents about the Momo challenge. Now, fact checkers apparently are saying it's a hoax.
Oh, shit.
But the original tale said a character with bulging eyes, which is this picture that I wish I could show you all, would quote-unquote hack into WhatsApp and set children dangerous challenges such as harming themselves.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And
you gotta be kidding me.
And Apparently, there have been no reports of anybody being hacked or harming themselves as a result. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Can
Maybe
we
that
watch
report
one?
was false.
Is there like a video?
No,
we
I
watch?
already did some research when I was in
You
Seattle.
couldn't find one?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? You
But-
really can't
Right,
find
but
one.
the image is now being shared on social media to frighten
Oh
children.
my god. Well, this was 3 years ago. I don't know why it didn't take traction then.
Yeah, apparently it's been found edited into unofficial copies of children's cartoons such as Peppa Pig on YouTube.
Dude, did you not see the new YouTube videos of the person animating Peppa Pig to like do murder and shit?
No.
Yeah, like serial killing, like murder.
Well, apparently, as you're watching Peppa Pig, this picture will pop up at some
You gotta
point.
okay.
No. We're not. I don't want to watch anything.
No. No. Okay. Fine. I was gonna show you pictures of the Peppa Pig serial killer while you're talking. If that's okay.
Well, I'm trying to read some of my notes here.
Okay.
So let's finish the story, then you can do this. Still.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Yeah.
But where this Momo challenge originates from, so apparently last month, February, versions of the Momo story went viral on social media, attracted hundreds and thousands of shares, and resulted in news stories reporting the tale. And according to the story, children are contacted on WhatsApp, the messaging platform, by an account claiming to be Momo. Some versions of the tale suggested hackers made the image appear on the phone unexpectedly, and supposedly children are encouraged to save the character as a contact and are then asked to carry out challenges, as well as being told not to tell other members of their family.
Okay.
But apparently, Snopes, which is great if you ever want facts on anything, suggested the story was far more hype or hoax than a reality, but warned that the images could still cause distress to children. Clearly, if I was a kid and saw that image, I would be freaking out.
Yeah, it's a creepy image.
But the Momo challenge itself, apparently now is cited to be more of a hoax than fact.
The image is of a malnourished woman, very skinny faced with a long grin like the Joker from Dark Knight.
It's a Japanese art piece that resembles like a creature, a dangerous
with like
midnight.
bulging green eyes
Yeah.
popping out of the eye sockets.
Yes, maybe Brett, what you can do is try and include a photo in something this week. I wish.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where are we at for time?
Well, it doesn't matter on the.
No, it
Drunkcast.
does matter. I want to.
Oh,
42 minutes. So okay, 42 minutes, and I'll look.
But
put an image in.
police basically said, in terms of.
You can find that image, by the way, on our YouTube channel. Make sure to slap that subscribe button.
Police have suggested that rather than focusing on the specific Momo meme, parents could use this as an opportunity to educate children about internet safety and having an open conversation about what children are accessing. So, yeah, I guess at this point it's been proven to be a hoax, but I was actually reading about this earlier in the week, and they actually thought it was an actual issue at the time, but now apparently it's been revealed as a hoax.
There's a lot of older, dumb people thinking that there's a lot of like hip issues going on right now.
But I think
Fortnite addiction,
this
being
is
one of them.
But I think this is the dark side of the internet, you know?
Nah.
Like, Brett.
There's a lot of YouTube videos that I've watched since 2005, being a kid in middle school, that have jump scared me. Never once did I think to kill myself.
You also didn't have somebody supposedly messaging you to do these acts or
that
talking
wouldn't have
to you.
changed my mind.
That's you.
Okay, well then there's some kids out there that, what would you call it, Nick? I wouldn't call it a mental issue, but like, come on, if you have somebody talking to you and you think I should kill myself and end my life, there's got to be something wrong. There's got to be something messed up in the cogs there.
I can't tell you since I know manage all the IT at work. I can't tell you how many emails we get that come through. One of them was threatening to reveal dirty videos of one of my coworkers because apparently they had hacked into her camera that does not exist on her computer at work and saw her watching porn. We get emails like that all the time, and then you have to like send them Bitcoin or some shit. Like this shit happens all the time, but people fall for it.
They blackmail you for like Bitcoin currency?
You will get spam emails from...
You don't actually pay them, do you?
Well, no, it's a spam email, but the person makes it
Jesus.
real enough saying they hacked into your computer, saying they got your private files, and they're going to release them unless you send them Bitcoin.
Okay, well, obviously it's fake.
Right, but there's people who believe it and actually give them money.
Oh my God.
There's more than you think.
I don't know what to say about that. You think people would be smarter?
No, Brett.
I mean, like, believe like 10% you hear on the internet. To be honest with you.
Okay, Brett. Well, let me tell you something. If you got an email or if you got a message from somebody saying they supposedly hacked your phone and found your work files and threatened to release them unless you pay them $1,000, what would you think?
I'm gonna look into this, see if it's bullshit.
How would you look into it though? Especially if they sent it from your own email address.
I'm just okay. I'm a completely different person because I'd be like, okay, release that stuff. I don't give a shit.
You would though.
No, I wouldn't. I don't give a shit. Everybody looks at porn. I don't give a crap. Everybody looks at porn. Why would I care? Oh, you're looking at less. I mean, like, I look at porn. If anybody else does, they're probably looking at weirder shit than I am because I'm looking at pretty vanilla shit. So if you're trying to blackmail me about my porn, then go be embarrassed with yourself because yours is probably weirder than mine.
What Brett's trying to say is he doesn't care.
I don't give a shit.
He doesn't care.
I don't care. We found images of you looking at porn. Oh, okay. Cool. How much porn did you listen to? Look at this week. You have no effect on me. If you're trying to blackmail if you're trying to blackmail me, you're gonna fail because I don't give a flying fuck about anything you say. And Nick's freaking out, but obviously that's gonna be bleeped out. Nah, it probably won't be. I don't give a shit either.
Stop it.
We've never said our last names, Nick.
Brett, how much would you say you care about anything right now?
Nothing. I don't give a shit. I could die. I don't care. I'm just kidding.
And why is that, Brett?
I'm not suicidal or anything. I just don't care.
Why don't you care, Brett?
I'm 26. It's a pretty good life. Whatever. I've experienced everything. The only thing I have to look forward to is getting older and being more cynical about things that I care about right now. So. And hating the younger generations. That's what I have to look forward to. Okay. Lived a good life. I can die now. What?
Note to self, don't have Brett mix things with blue motherfuckers.
Nah, whatever.
Who cares?
I'm mainly just being like cynical and joking around with you. Just to get a reaction out of you in the audience, so. But to be real, I don't really give a shit, so. I gotta sneeze. Anyways, what are you looking at? What do you think? If you were a kid that age and you saw that and had people telling you to kill yourself, would you have done it?
No.
Ah, exactly what I'm saying.
Well, I also can differentiate between what's real and what's not real.
So you're saying there's some people out there that can differentiate anymore on the internet?
I do.
Is it okay? I'm honestly curious. Do you think the people that grew up, which we did, we grew up without the internet that we know today, right? Would you agree with that? Okay, sippy sipper. Would you agree that we grew up without the internet that we know today?
What do you mean?
Like the internet that we have in 2019, did we grow up with that?
No.
No, right?
We grew up with 56K pages that took about 30 seconds to load.
Exactly. So, us being the kids of the early 90s and the early 2000s, we know what's real and what's fake, and we know that a lot of bull bleep came from. That sounds so stupid. A lot of bullshit came from the internet. We know that there's a lot of people on here that are just absolute assholes. Now, saying that, as a person that grew up in the early 90s and early 2000s and saw the growth of the internet and the birth of the internet and social media, I think maybe there's a lot of kids that were born in 2004, 2005 who are becoming teenagers now and they're influenced by a lot. They might take the internet more seriously. I could be wrong about that. I have absolutely no idea. But from what I've been reading, from what I've been seeing, it seems like these kids are taking the internet as truth, which you and I, who grew up in those decades, do not take the internet as truth whatsoever. We know a lot of it is bullshit. And these kids that are growing up these days might take it as truth everywhere. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Everybody, welcome to the Drunk Brett party. It's a fun party to be at.
You keep talking.
And we've arrived.
You keep talking. You keep talking.
I don't have anything else to say on this other than, some other hoax, some stupid internet crap. I mean, this happens all the time. I just know
stupid.
This is you're drunk. You get on these theoretical.
Hell, for I know,
tangents.
there might be some like kids out there that killed themselves back in the 80s, but we just didn't have social media to share it.
Also true. Absolutely. Okay. I would say we've exhausted this topic.
Mm-hmm.
Onwards to the wheel.
Next wheel.
Brian
5, 6. Shots to Shotcast. Tastes like liquor.
So,
They made me sick back in college.
but it tastes better than that.
Sure.
There is
When did we have the blue motherfuckers? Was that on our trip to San Diego?
when we went to Naperville, yes.
We went to Naperville first, and then we went to San Diego, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that way.
I threw. There's absolute Citron in that. There is gin. There is tequila.
Oh, there's gin.
And blue.
That's why I feel like ass.
You don't even know until I told you.
No, you're right.
And
I'm just joking.
and blue Curacao.
Curacao? You sound like Bush saying tear. I threw in blue Curacao.
Or on tear. Wow. Brett
Blue
and I.
Curacao.
Why don't you just finish that and go get more? Because you're almost done anyhow.
No, I'm good.
No. This will be a good transition.
And we're back from the break we didn't announce.
It wasn't really a break. Brett was refilling his cup, you see, with the vat of blue liquid.
Shut up. What are you doing? I gotta stop.
You tell me to shut up a lot when
I was just
when
about
you're
to
not
say,
on wine.
I gotta stop saying shut up. That's like a knee-jerk reaction I have like on liquor.
You know how you can fix
God.
this right now?
Ugh. What?
See, you're the best now, buddy.
Okay,
There we go.
keep going. I like how you like squeeze my face.
Fuck you!
I'm not editing this one. Fuck it. You know how you like squeeze my face,
Yes.
like to say what you want me to say?
Yes.
It makes me feel so great that you squeeze my face and go like this, and wipe your hand after you touch my face.
I didn't realize I did that.
You're like, oh, I'm disgusting. Fuck you. All right, politics. ASMR.
I knew this would be a good one. Stop it! Not on my podcast.
ASMR. Ow.
Are you done?
I'm done.
All right. And big politics. Ticks. So, in the politics category this week, we've actually had some pretty big news. So, if you all remember, couple months ago, Donald Trump historically met with Kim Jong-un in Singapore to have a summit about denuclearization, which was historic because no other sitting U.S. president has ever met with the leader from North Korea. Well, this past week, Donald Trump met with Kim Jong-un for a second time to discuss denuclearization.
I didn't know about that.
You didn't? It was all over the damn news. Literally every morning I got up in Seattle this week, they were talking about this.
Yeah, I didn't listen.
So this week, yes, President Trump met with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un for a second time in Vietnam to discuss continued efforts to denuclearize the Korean Peninsula. However, the summit itself was cut short by about 2 hours with no real answer as to why. However, before the meeting, Trump did state that there was no rush to reach a deal because he's treating this as a PR stunt. Absolutely 100%.
Is that conspiracy?
No, I think he really is because in his mind...
Oh, you think? So you don't actually know for a fact?
I don't. I know I'm giving my opinion, but I'm saying that I think that he had already met with this guy once. He's like, oh, I'll meet him again because nobody else has. So he's writing on that. However, Trump and Kim are believed to have discussed a roadmap for removing nuclear weapons from North Korea and could also announce a formal treaty ending the Korean War, even establishment of liaison offices, which actually did not happen. Not much got accomplished, actually. However, answering his first question from a foreign reporter, Kim Jong-un said, "It's early to tell, but from my instincts, I do have a feeling that good results will emerge from this meeting." Keep in mind, I shoved a lot of info into this.
If anything good can come from like Trump being president, it's this.
I would agree. We're not, when he first took office, we all, I think, thought we were going to be at a nuclear holocaust with them at one point. Rocket Man's on a mission to fly.
Yeah.
However, Kim Jong-un also said, people seeing him alongside Trump would think they were watching a fantasy movie because at the end of 2017, they both were threatening each other with war, as Mr. Trump called Kim Jong-un Little Rocket Man, and Kim Jong-un said Mr. Trump was a mentally deranged totard.
Totard. I like it.
So we were on the brink of potential war with North Korea back in 2017, so I'm happy. Truly, I think Kim Jong-un realized that he was dealing with somebody crazier than him for the first time ever.
Yeah, I agree with you on that sentiment.
I think they took a hard look and were like, okay, we thought we were crazy. This guy is...
We ain't got shit on
Yeah,
Trump.
I was going to say, this guy's a whole new level of crazy. He may actually hit the button.
Yeah.
So
that's not funny.
No, it's not, but we're laughing anyhow. But they emerged from their first session after about 30 minutes and took a brief stroll in the courtyard, joined by chief advisors Kim Yong-chol for Kim Jong-un and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo for Donald Trump, plus interpreters.
Is their last names like their first names, like Kim Jong? Like, why is it always Kim Jong? Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-chil?
I honestly don't know.
Kim Jong.
There's probably some documentary on why that's the case. I don't know.
All right.
However, in the midst of all this, the family of a U.S. student who died after he was jailed in North Korea, they have implicitly rebuked Donald Trump for his lauding of Kim Jong-un, basically saying how great of a guy he is. Remember that Otto Warmbier guy who was brought back from North Korea?
Yeah.
So his parents said they had been respectful during Mr. Trump and the North Korean leader's recent summit, but were now speaking out because Trump was going on Twitter praising Kim Jong-un, the dictator of a country who's massacred thousands of people and is starving his people and all these horrible things, putting them in labor camps. But Otto Warmbier was jailed in Pyongyang, which is the capital of North Korea, in January of 2016 during an organized tour, and he was accused of stealing a hotel poster, which apparently sentences you to hard labor and near death in North Korea. Go figure. And the University of Virginia student was sentenced to 15 years hard labor, but was released after 17 months. And in June of 2017, the 22-year-old was released to the U.S. in a vegetative state and died days later in his hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's scary.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they abused him to the point that he was brain dead.
Jesus Christ.
Who knows what happened there? But he actually, I think in his 2018 State of the Union, he had the Warmbier parents at the Capitol. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe they were there. But he shouldn't be going around praising Kim Jong-un.
No.
Like, not at all.
No. Yeah, I agree with you.
So I don't disagree that the fact that his parents did that. But overall, the summit was considered to be a failure, as either side was unable to make a deal regarding denuclearization. Go figure, Because truly, I don't think North Korea wants to get rid of their nuclear weapons. I think
No,
for them,
they want to have power.
right, they want to make a little as deal as possible in order to get the U.S. to release sanctions on them. Now, I will say this. The deal that Kim Jong-un wanted to make, he offered to dismantle the Yongbyon nuclear facility, but only in exchange for total sanctions relief, and Trump declined. That's actually good, because the nuclear facility they wanted to shut down only represents a very small part of their operation in exchange for us releasing all sanctions.
Yeah.
That's a lose scenario. So I will say Trump's deal-making cred actually worked out here. Mm-hmm. You know, his non-existent deal-making cred, but his deal-making cred actually worked out here. And Trump called it a terrible deal, and it actually would have been. But Yongbyon represents a small and antiquated portion of Kim Jong-un's nuclear infrastructure. But Trump can't claim that he was surprised by that bad offer, because apparently Trump was told days before by top officials that this was Kim's positions and Kim would not budge.
Yeah.
And Trump was claiming that he was surprised by this.
Yeah.
Probably for media hype. So that is pretty much that story in a nutshell. Do you have any thoughts?
Not really.
Of course you don't.
I had thoughts on other stories, just not this one.
Well, what do you think the future of U.S.-North Korean relations could look like there, Brett? Yes?
Nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same.
What do you mean?
Nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same.
Why?
What do you mean? What do you mean what I mean? It's going to be the same as we've had it the past 50 years. Nothing's going to change.
Why?
I do not think Trump has as big as an influence as we think he does on North Korea. I think it's going to stay the same.
I mean, that could be. But well, why are they coming to the table all of a sudden is the question.
Because they're scared of us blowing them the fuck up. Right? Right, Nick?
I'll cheers you to that.
Sure. Okay. It's my last drink.
I mean, it's your last drink.
Because I am going to be blackout if I drink anymore.
We're taking it easy now.
Nick, I don't want to hear it.
I'm not pressuring you.
I don't have ice in mine. You have 50%.
I told you there's ice in the freezer.
Just saying, I'm getting more liquid than you are.
You're not going to black out. You're fine.
Yeah, I am.
We're going at an easy pace.
I know my body. Shut up.
Brett, this is going really well. Don't freak out.
I'm not freaking out.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. I am.
Because we have a wheel coming up.
Go.
All right. Transitioning into the next topic, we have wheel.
Shotbat Schnallish Mine.
Far!
Forceps. Shots to Shotcast.
It wasn't 4.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. 3. 4. There you go. You're not going to die if we drink in this podcast,
I just
Brett.
took 6. All right. So we got the next story.
Entertainment and pop culture. Culture. All right, Brett, since you did this one, you can...
My boy, Chris Pratt. He's in the news. So, do you remember from like 2 months ago, Chris Pratt? Ellen Page was criticizing him for being part of a church that was not part of the LGBTQ community. It was against it.
Yes, I did hear about this.
So, pretty much, after Ellen Page called his church infamously anti-LGBTQ, Chris Pratt has finally responded. Do you want to hear his response?
Sure.
Pratt posted a response on his Instagram story on Monday of this past week, defending the Hillsong Church, which he attends, by saying it was supportive of him during his divorce from Anna Faris. Everybody knows Anna Faris. Very popular woman on all of the scary movies. More than a year ago, Ellen Page doubled down after that, tweeting, quote unquote, "If you're a famous actor and you belong to an organization that hates a certain group of people, don't be surprised if someone simply wonders why it's not addressed. Being anti-LGBTQ is wrong. There aren't two sides. The damage is it causes is severe. Full stop. Sending love to all. Unquote. What's your opinion on that, Nick?
I think she's overreacting, also being somebody who's gay. I don't really care.
Ellen Page is gay?
She isn't gay. I'm saying I'm gay and I don't care.
Yeah. And you've said that you've said that before. A lot of these non-gay folk are defending gay people when in reality gay people really don't give a fucking flying fuck.
All right, how did Pratt respond, Chris?
Pratt. Okay, Pratt responds after this, saying, "My faith is important to me, but no church defines me or my life. And I am not a spokesman for any church or group of people. My values define who I am. We need less hate in this world, not more. I am a man who believes that everyone is entitled to love who they want, free from the judgment of their fellow man."
I think that deserves a hell yes.
Hell yes. Thank you, Chris Pratt. In conclusion, Hillsong Church did not provide NBC News with a requested comment regarding Page's claims. The church... Ellen Page... It did not have a comment regarding Ellen Page's claims that the church is anti-LGBTQ. Fuck me. But a publicist for the organization referred to NBC News to a 2015 post by Hillsong's global senior pastor.
What are you talking about? I'm lost now.
You're just lost because you're drunk.
No, I'm lost on what you're talking about.
Okay, what I'm saying right now is NBC News of 2015 did not post anything from the Hillsong Church, which Chris Pratt attends.
Yes.
The church stated it welcomes all people. Ellen Page didn't see this apparently.
Okay.
So, what's your opinion? Being a gay man, do you hate Chris Pratt?
Well, no. And I'm actually, as a gay person, going to say I'm sick of you straight people trying to stick up for us. Because you're making a
Ellen
problem.
Page does not condone my actions.
Because you're creating a problem out of something that isn't a problem to me.
I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't even pertain to like gay people. Well, it does. It's gay people and everybody around it. I literally think white straight people are ruining everything for everybody else.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Absolutely right.
It's getting really freaking ridiculous.
As a 100% gay man, as I have been very open about on this podcast, things like this make it worse for us because you're drawing attention to something that I could give a shit about.
Okay,
the only thing, let me finish. The only thing I care about is if you walk up to me and call me a faggot. That I care about. Yeah. But unless you do that, I don't care. I don't care because I know my sexuality. I know what I like, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. That's all it comes to, really, for me.
You know what this story says to me as a straight heterosexual male?
What?
I don't give a shit about what the gay community does or the LGBTQ community does. But now that Ellen Page is doubling down and being really defensive for the LGBTQ community, it's making me think, okay,
glasses are coming off, folks.
I as Brett, I don't view the LGBTQ community as this. But if I was a person that didn't research up on this stuff and didn't have a gay friend as a best friend, I would think that Ellen Page was... I would begin to be getting annoyed at the LGBTQ community. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because of what she's saying. I'd be getting sick of it. I'd be like, okay, well, shut the fuck up. You're being really sensitive.
No, I'll be honest.
Does it make sense?
What Ellen Page is doing is not, in my opinion, in defense of the gay community. What I would consider in defense of the gay community is, say, if you or I were out downtown Madison, and somebody came up to me and called me a faggot, you jumped in and pummeled them into the ground because they called me a faggot for being gay. That is in true defense of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah, which I've almost done that.
You have. So, posting something like this on Twitter to me just creates more of a problem that isn't a problem.
They don't realize this. These straight people, these straight far left liberal people, who are creating problems for not only like the gay community but everybody pretty much. They don't realize like the problem they're creating.
Well, they also don't see that, especially in the media, when they interview these people when all this stuff comes up. They never interview a gay person.
They don't. You're right.
No.
You're right. They don't.
They never interview a gay person.
Yeah. Why don't they?
Because a gay person would be straight up like, I don't care. I love myself for who I am.
And that doesn't connect views and clicks.
No.
You're right. Yeah.
You know, I would say most people I've encountered in the gay community are fully comfortable with who they are, and most of this shit doesn't faze them. Unless, you know, again, somebody walks up to you and says, you're a fucking faggot. We don't really care. At least from the people I've met.
You know what? Nobody, we've Nick and I have been to like really Republican bars, and still nobody says that. Like, you're a fucking faggot.
I mean, I also don't walk around advertising that I'm gay, but I just don't do that either.
But I've seen some gay cowboys.
I say this deserves a hell yes.
Hell yes.
I think she's making a mountain out of a molehill.
It's just kind of ridiculous because Chris Pratt is... Yeah, I love that guy.
And, well,
I love Chris Pratt.
Brett, I think you can agree this is what we're seeing in many different facets of society today, where anybody says anything and somebody's feelings get hurt, and then it's this shit show that follows, ruining their career and livelihood and everything.
I will be honest, Chris Pratt defended himself very well. Very well.
I mean, somebody should not be taken down because of something they can't... I really don't...
It's not a good image for your group of people.
No, I am not a fan... You know, I've become more moderate over the past couple of years here, but I am not a fan of everybody's feelings getting hurt. The fact that you cannot have a different opinion than somebody else because it is going to hurt their feelings, and then you can't talk about it to learn the other side because the person's feelings get hurt so bad and they just pummel you into the ground. That's not what this is about, you know?
Can I say my opinion?
Yes.
Even if it's a person that's against gay people, I think you should accept them. Because that'll be better off than, like, just...
I would call them a closed-minded asshole, but sure, you can have your views. I don't care.
Okay, I think I'm explaining this very poorly.
You're drunk as shit, so yes, you are.
Well, what I'm trying to say is... I think it's better for you to say... I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. Okay, so I think it's better for you to explain to like very Republican, non-progressive people. It's better for you to explain to them your lifestyle than it is to just criticize them and say they're dumbasses. Does that make sense?
No.
Why does that not make sense?
Explain to them your lifestyle versus criticize what?
They don't. Okay, so we're assuming these Republican people don't know your lifestyle, but they're still criticizing you just because you're gay. Now, if you explain to them your lifestyle and they accept that, then it'll be less than... I lost mentally where I'm
Here,
at.
Brett, let me fix your brain.
Oh, Jesus.
Explain now.
Oh, Jesus. Next story.
Maybe I screwed it up a bit more there.
No, I mean, like... I somewhere I lost what I was going to talk about. I forgot what I was going to talk about when you started talking, and
say brain go bye-bye.
Yeah, brain go bye-bye. Because of that, I'm not blaming you. Because of you talking about everything, I just forgot what I was trying to say. So,
well, I can definitely tell you right now, the person I'm sitting next to is one of the most largest proponents I've met of gay rights and advocacy, I would say. Because you just don't care.
I'm going to be honest. I've gone to a gay club with Nick after he's came out of the closet.
Brett's gotten his ass smacked for me.
And I have gotten my ass smacked by men.
To support me.
Probably 20 times. So I'm not saying I know what it's like to be a woman, but I kind of know what it's like to be a woman. I've got my ass slapped 20 times at a gay bar. And many men coming up to me going, "What's your name? What's your number? Please, give me your name. Please, give me your number." I kind of know what it's like, so...
And he's done this to support me, everybody, just for the record.
Yeah, I've done this to support Nick and his ventures in gaydom.
Which, it's funny because I think, I was so afraid to tell you for so long only to find out you could have given a shit.
I will never forget the story of you telling me that you're gay. I will never forget it. We were going to Madison with Bryce. Bryce was driving. He's one of our friends from high school and, college and beyond. And Nick was like, well, actually, I think Bryce was like, Brett, we got some stuff to tell you. And I'm like, okay, I thought we were just going to go shop at the mall for video games and stuff. What's going on? And Bryce was like, well, I'll let Nick tell you. And Nick was like, Brett, I'm gay. And I go, cool. So what kind of video games you guys want to buy? I didn't give a shit. I don't care if you're gay or straight, or I don't care if you're pan. I don't care if you're bi.
Brett doesn't even care if you're transgender.
I don't care. I'll marry somebody that's freaking pan. I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. If you're pan on Twitter, I'll be like, okay, cool, whatever. I'll just marry you and marry 5 other people. Whatever, I don't care. Marriage is stupid anyways. So
basically what Brett's trying to say here is he is the least judgy person you'll ever meet when it comes to sexuality.
Dude, when it comes to judging and sexuality and just judging in general, come to me because I don't give a flying F. You could be a fox that likes to get boners over chocolate cake. I don't care. I don't care.
Hell yes.
Hell yes.
All right, what a good news story that was.
Yeah, right? Where are we at right now for time?
Oh my god.
Wow, that was a long time.
Doesn't feel like it though.
We should do this more.
All right.
Oh, this is a really
feel good story.
This is a really good feel good story. So, a man. Yeah, Nick, do you like Girl Scout cookies?
You mean yes? Thank yous are my favorite.
What do you mean thank yous?
They're a certain type of Girl Scout cookie.
Oh, they are. They're called
half
thank yous?
chocolate and then cookie on the other side.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Actually, everyone loves Girl Scout cookies, but would you buy $550 or $540 worth of Girl Scout cookies?
If I had the money, probably.
Would you really?
If I had the money, why not? Who cares at that point?
Well, for our feel-good story this week, a Good Samaritan did exactly that. So, Maya and Emerson, who were selling Girl Scout cookies, had been peddling their boxes outside of a store in Greenville, South Carolina. They were approached by a man who bought 7 packs of cookies for $40. Now, what's 7 packs times $40? That's $280. Don't even get your calculator on. That's $280. The man then returned shortly after, and guess what he did? So, this man saw that these Girl Scouts were selling these cookies. He bought $7 worth. We should probably do this actually. This is a really good story. The man bought 7 boxes worth. What are you doing? Stop taking my glasses. I can't read the story now. Anyways, the man bought the man bought 7 boxes and it was like $40. But then the man he returned shortly after because it was a cold night. And he was thinking, these girls are out in the cold. They're trying to sell these cookies. I'm just going to make their night. So He bought $540 worth of Girl Scout cookies.
Yes.
And he bought them, and that bought all the cookies, and then they could go and be with their families for the night and be warm. All because of this man. Can you imagine that? These girls have to sell $540 worth of cookies in like -5-degree temperatures. And this guy comes by and he buys $540 worth, which is all of their cookies, to get them out of the -degree weathers.
That's
right?
a really nice gesture.
Exactly. That's why it's called the feel-good story.
Hear that, everybody? That's why it's called the feel-good story.
Okay, so I'm burping. Sorry. It was Maya. It was Maya and Emerson. The girl stated, he said, "Pack up all your cookies. I'm taking them all so I can get you out of this cold." What a nice man.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually quoted by them. So, would you do that for these girls, Nick?
If I had the money, sure.
You do have the money, so sure.
Shut up. Nobody knows this.
Well, now they do. Nick has the money, everybody. He would have more money if you subscribed to us, you sons of bitches. Ow! Ow!
Well, you know what? I think this guy deserves a hell yes.
You're right. He actually does. Hell yes. Okay, everybody. I'm going to go take a pee-pee.
You don't need to announce that.
Oh, I do.
So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
200 degrees is why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm trying Isn't that fun? Okay.
And we're back.
We're back. Yeah.
Brett left our short little Queen interlude in.
Less than 30 seconds.
Every podcast needs a podcast. Every podcast needs a musical break, I always say. Hell yes.
Hell yeah! Shots and Shotcast.
That should not go along with our wheel. I guess we have to do that too.
Yeah, true.
Easy peasy. You can finish
Shots
that.
All right, what we got next?
Well, I think because we're in the Drunkcast, we have decided to do a...
I actually would be down to do what we're doing now, and then like look up random facts and
No, I
look
think
up like top trending videos on YouTube.
for a bit here we have decided to do a Never Have I Ever challenge.
Yes, so usually how Never Have I Ever like goes is you have 5 fingers. If you put all 5 fingers down, you lose the game, right?
Yes.
So we would like you to play along with us.
I say...
We're going to put 5 fingers up, and we're going to have an app on our phone say, "Would you rather?"
And
if you have them wrong, then you put a finger down.
And to make things interesting, Brett, I think if you have to put a finger down, you also take a drink, so go refill.
So Nick has this app now. It's called the Would You Rather app. So basically, you have 5 fingers, right, everybody? Play along with us. If you've ever done any of these things, put a finger down. And if you get, past 5 fingers, you lose. Every finger, take a drink with us, okay?
Well, if you have to take a finger down, and you have to... Brett and I's goal here is to tell the story behind of what caused this as
Exactly.
well. All right.
And if you can't drink with us while doing fingers, then just have a sip of Kool-Aid.
All right. So first, Never Have I Ever.
Okay.
Let's do it. Actually, let's toast to a hell yes first.
Hell yes.
All right. Never have I ever broken something that wasn't mine.
I've done that.
I've also done that. Explain.
There's plenty of things that I've broken.
Well, think out the one that I know exactly which one comes to mind for me.
Okay, well then you go first.
So, I was about 12 or 13, and we had just gotten a new LCD TV for the living room. I know, right? Futuristic technology back then. But my mom had moved the the tube TV we had in the living room into her bedroom to use. And I had gotten her old TV, but I wanted the bigger one. So I thought I would steal the TV from her bedroom, the bigger tube TV, and move it into mine.
Okay.
Well, in that process, I broke it.
Oh, okay. So mine's pretty similar then.
And I put it back into her room and tried to play it off like it had just died. But then ultimately admit that I had laid it on its face trying to move it, and the thing broke.
Mine's pretty similar.
What is your story?
I tried to move my mom's tube TV because I wanted to watch Batman on the other side of the living room. And I was 4 years old at the time, and I was trying to move the tube TV, like trying to shimmy it to the position I wanted, but it fell off the pedestal it was on, and it fell on top of me. And I was sitting there 4 years old with a tube TV that was like 40 inches on top of me.
Which, for the record, tube TVs cannot be put on the face of the TV.
Tube TVs are massive in weight.
And very heavy.
They're heavy as hell.
Well, good. We can say we've done that. So I suppose we must both take a drink to this then.
Exactly. And if anybody else had that, take a drink.
All right, next one. Never have I ever lied about my age. I've never done that.
Me neither. Next.
I've been asked many times, especially when I go to these speaking events lately, how old I am.
Yeah.
But I never have lied about my age.
I've been asked, and I've never lied. So I've always said I'm 26.
Never have I ever had a pet. Actually, I've never had a pet.
I've never had a pet either.
Yeah, Next. You have.
I thought you were talking about, you've had a cat. What are you talking about?
That's my mom's cat. She got the cat.
That was my mom's dog.
But you lived there with the dog.
That was my mom's
Wouldn't that
dog.
qualify?
No, that was my mom's dog.
That would totally qualify.
That was my mom's dog, and I moved out. It wasn't my dog anymore. It was my mom's dog. The same thing with your cat.
So you're saying your mom didn't get the dog specifically for you?
No.
All right, then.
Never.
Oh,
freaking ads. Ooh, Aquaman. And Chris...
Zac Efron.
That's not...
Guy in the bottom.
That's not Zac... No, nobody is Zac Efron in that ad, Nick. What are you talking about? Nicki Minaj.
All right. Never have I ever bitten my nails. Done that. I'll do it all the time as a nervous habit.
Yep. Do it all the time. I peel my nails. I can't remember the last time I had a specific, tool to cut my nails.
Yep,
equally.
Same here.
Never.
All right. Guess that's a drink.
All right. Okay, next.
Ridden in a limo. I've done that.
I've done that. Next.
Wait, don't we put our finger down for that?
I mean, if we both done it, don't do it.
Okay.
After this one.
Trip to Disney World, they picked us up in a limo that was fully stocked.
Yeah.
And for TLC camp, I rode in a limo.
There you go.
Dated someone twice. Can't say I've done that.
I've done that.
Take a drink.
No, you take the drink because you haven't done it.
No, the deal was if you had to put a finger down.
You just put a finger down.
No, I didn't because I haven't done that.
Never have I ever... Oh, fuck me. Fuck.
Who have you dated twice?
Does Marissa count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you broke up and then dated again.
Okay. So, okay. We're speaking to an audience, correct?
Yes.
I have, I've been in a relationship for 3 years straight. That ended around 22 years of age, so I have been single for 5 years now? Yeah, 5 years. No. 4 or 5 years. I've been single for 4 or 5 years.
4 years.
4 years. I haven't dated since. What were we talking about?
No,
never have I ever dated someone
you dated
twice.
People after her as well for short periods of time.
Yeah, so I've never. Well, Marissa and I broke up for a month, and then we got back together. So does that count? Or
yes.
What? So I have dated someone
yes.
twice. So that's why I put my finger down. So I have 3 fingers left. Nick has 4 fingers left.
Found a wallet and kept the money. No.
Nope, never.
Had a nickname. Yes, I have had that.
I hate me too.
What has your nickname been?
Bretley.
From me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I would say mine's been Booby. Mine's been
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Nicky
Just
Picky.
Keep going.
Brett's trying to drink to drown out what I just told him.
Yep.
Know someone who's been in jail? No.
Nope.
Agreed to have a double date with a friend? No.
Agreed to have a double date with a friend? Nope.
You've never? Really?
No.
Been to the party where the police came?
Yep. I've done that.
I've done that too.
I've done that. Nick and I both have a thumb left.
Where was yours?
Where are you guys at? Please comment down below.
Where was your situation when this happened?
I was in UW Whitewater. And it was their block party. And everybody was scattering all about because the cops were going down the sidewalks, seeing if everybody was underage. And none of the cops ever looked at me, ever questioned me. I think it's because I had a beard or something, because they must have thought I was like 22 or 23. Because I was 24 at the time. And they must have thought I was like younger or something, because none of these cops questioned me at all. What's your story?
Freshman year of college.
Okay.
Homecoming. Big block party on 4th Avenue, the street I used to live off of. And huge crowd of people. Like, I mean, it was massive. Police showed up. People started throwing bottles at the police cars.
What? Really?
Yeah, and
Wow,
I scattered. They were starting to arrest people, and I scattered. Actually,
Smart.
took a picture in front of a police car that I still have saved somewhere that I'm not proud of. It was me.
All right.
It was me, Bryce, and Tyler Petrosine that night.
We both have a thumb left. What's the next one?
Hell yes. Been pushed into water with my clothes on. No.
I haven't either, yeah. I've been pushed into water with my bathing suit on.
Yeah, no. Voted in an election.
No.
What a stupid question. Yes, you have.
I mean, yes, but it's so stupid. Just skip it. God damn it.
Written a love letter. No.
No.
You haven't?
No.
Broken up with someone via text message. No.
Yep. So.
You have all of your fingers down. You finished that.
Okay.
We can keep going, though. If you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Been on the radio. Yes, actually.
I haven't.
Yes. When I promoted this conference that I was organizing in college, I did a radio spot on the local campus radio station that was aired.
There you go.
Yep. Thrown up for overeating. No. I've thrown up for other things, but not that.
I have done that.
For overeating?
I assume so, yeah.
Okay, explain when.
You know when.
No, I don't.
When I have the stomach problems.
That's not overeating.
So no?
That would be a no.
Okay, that's a no, everybody. I haven't done that. Next.
Set off fireworks. We've done that.
I've done that, yeah. Shit, man.
Hell yes.
The point is we don't do this.
You've done it on the Lodi golf course, and I've done it at Schwab and Parker's old place.
All right, cool.
Sniff dirty underwear.
Done that.
What?
Yeah, I've sniffed my dirty underwear.
Why?
Because I want to make sure it's clean.
I don't believe you. No, I've never done that. I've never sniffed dirty
All right,
underwear.
next.
Trying to quit smoking.
I've done that.
I haven't.
Okay, next.
Explain. No, you got to explain the story.
I do my hookah pen because I used to smoke Marbreds. So why is that funny?
Because you're really drunk saying it.
Every time I do it, like half of it. Woo! Next.
No, there's more to that story.
There's not.
What are you doing?
ASMR.
Here, okay, before you pass out, let's take our buddy picture and we'll continue with this.
All right, cool.
Now we're recording.
Hello, everybody. Back to this week's Shotcast. Drunkcast.
Solved a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, I've done that plenty of times.
When?
Do you have a Rubik's Cube here?
I do.
Where?
It's in my bedroom somewhere, but you don't need to go find it.
Have I showed you how I solve those?
Brett, why did you just turn my outside lights on?
Where is it?
I don't know. It's probably packed away somewhere.
Keep talking.
No.
Okay.
Come back in here and turn my outside lights off.
Don't worry, I got you. I don't see it, Nick.
Yeah, it's not in there. Come here.
Okay, 1 second.
It's not in the bathroom either. Outside light. Right. Okay, good. All right, next one. Have you ever sexted with a colleague from work?
No.
I can't say that I have either.
Okay. That's an easy one. I have one left, by the way.
Had a friend who betrayed me.
No.
Yes.
No, we haven't. No, you have not. Stop.
Bryce?
No.
It's lying.
No.
What do you mean, no?
How do you betray you?
Many different ways.
Give examples.
You know, like talking behind my back constantly in college, and
Fair enough. Does that leave you with one thumbs?
I think I need a refill, yes. Absolutely fine. All right. Had a friend who betrayed me, never. All right. Peed in a bottle. Oh, God.
Go fucking hell.
I did. Have you?
Yep. No.
Yeah, have you?
Meat in a bottle?
Peed in a bottle.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
Story.
It was in a car ride from like here to Mount Rushmore, and I peed in a bottle. There's not much to the story except for that.
Okay,
so.
mine's a bit different.
Okay, go for it.
So when I used to stay at Steve and Gretchen's, my aunt and uncle, in their lake house, they had a room above the garage. I think, do you remember that?
Yep.
I used to sleep in there. I woke up in the middle of the night one night, and I had to go pee really, really bad, but I didn't want to like wake them up by walking through their bedroom because you had to get to the bathroom by going through their bedroom.
Yeah.
So I grabbed a Dasani water bottle.
Oh my god.
And I went into the corner of the bedroom and peed in it.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
And then hid it under the air mattress I was using for like a week.
Oh my god.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Shot a gun. Yes.
I know that, yeah.
When have you shot a gun?
That was like 6 years ago. Shot a shotgun at some clay pigeons.
How did you feel shooting a gun, by the way?
Powerful. I want to do
Did it
more of
scare
that
you?
shit. Nope. I want to do more of that shit.
It scared me. I've shot in both a handgun and I've shot in...
Was that a shooting range?
No. I shot a handgun and an AR-15 rifle.
Okay.
It was at Judy and Harold because Harold has all that land. So
Yeah.
Steve and Gretchen had their handgun and they were showing me how to use it. So I shot it at a bunch of stuff. And then
Sweet.
Harold brought out his AR-15 and I shot that. And that was next level shit.
Dude, yeah, right?
I couldn't believe the amount of recoil that thing had.
Oh,
and I
God.
was scared. So he had this little like thing of metal that was about this big. Mm-hmm. The bullet went right through it.
Yeah.
It's
Bullets
scary.
are pretty powerful.
It's scary shit. It's scary shit when you shoot a gun.
But it's also awesome.
What's awesome about it, though?
Because you get the power.
The power of what?
Kidding. What's your next thing?
We both shot a gun. Hell yes. Sung karaoke.
Nope.
I've done that.
Nope.
How have you never sang karaoke?
I don't know. Just never done it.
Had a homosexual experience.
That'd be Nick.
No.
Yeah, you met with that Italian guy.
That's not like... No.
It's a homosexual experience. You made it with a man.
Okay, I made out with some Brazilian guy at a gay club. I wouldn't necessarily constitute that as a homosexual experience.
I never have yet.
Kiss someone and regretted it after. You definitely have.
Yeah.
Who?
Some girl from Tinder.
Explain the story.
No, there's nothing to explain. I just explained it. Some girl from Tinder. We matched. Kiss. Didn't go well.
Kiss someone with bad breath. No.
Yeah. God damn it. You want to end it here, actually?
No, we got 15 minutes. Let's like go to 2 hours.
What are we going to do after this one?
All right. Well, that ends the Never Have I Ever segment, which was meaningless and pointless, but
No, I loved it.
Okay. Well, we're going to be back, and I'm going to pose a question to Brett and see where his thoughts lie. Stay tuned. All right. Closing out the last 15 minutes here, I have a question I'd like to pose to Brett and get his very, 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 very drunk opinion on. But first, we're going to close out with one more wheel decide. Are you ready, Brett?
Yep.
Ah, 5. Finish the drink.
Everybody, let's go group wise.
Where are you going?
Go group. Group.
What's group? All right, that was 5.
5, yeah.
All right. So, Brett, are you ready?
Yeah.
For the question.
Yeah.
In 10 years, what do you think the future of technology will look like? In 10 years. From today, in 2029.
I believe cable will be a streaming platform. I also believe everybody's going to be digital. What do you think?
That's not an answer.
I don't want to say it.
No, go. Answer the question. Go ahead.
I think
Say what you really think.
Okay. What I really think is technology is going to be way further than we think it is now.
And what? How so?
I feel like AI is going to take over our lives. I think we're going to lose a shit ton of jobs because of what AI can do. I think we should listen to Elon Musk because he gives us so many warnings, and I think we should listen to this one.
So do you think there's going to be a bigger emphasis on AI ethics?
Yes. Why I'm learning it.
There's actually a huge discussion in the AI community now about what ethics can look like for this technology because nobody is really taking that into consideration as we develop it.
It's just like the late 90s.
Say that.
It's just like the late 2000s.
What? No, not like the late. You mean late 90s?
Sorry, it's just like the late 90s.
How so? With the internet?
Yeah, with the internet, with the ignorance of people.
Yeah,
with
but the internet isn't.
Hey! I'll explain it! Yeah, thank you. The next generation, obviously, is taking more specifics out of the data than what Gen X and millennials have done. Oh, yeah, okay.
How so?
I don't know, you tell me.
No, I'm asking you.
I already said it.
No, I'm talking from an AI ethics standpoint. What do you think technology will look like in the next 10 years?
Okay. Let's think here. Next 10 years. Well, I feel like Alexa and Google,
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Jesus Christ. AI homes, I think Alexa and Google AI homes will be the next big thing. I think that's going to replace what we have now comparatively, right, Nick?
Sorry, I don't know that.
As she talks in the background, yes, I agree.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be. So,
Here,
we
I
have
have one more question.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think with what we are currently working on in terms of voice technology is a multi-billion-dollar industry?
Absolutely.
Explain why you think this.
Absolutely. Because that's exactly what the publishers thought back in the day.
Do you believe in it?
Yep.
Why do you believe in it?
It's polished and painted.
Well, everyone, I would like to say No, Brett, you keep going. You have a really good thought coming, and I know you do.
No.
Why do you believe in the technology?
It's awesome.
Well, everyone,
Jesus Christ.
from the Shotcast, I would like to say thank you for tuning in to this month's Drunkcast. Feel free to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and you can listen to all of our episodes, past and present, at theshotcast.com. And you can also follow us on social media at _Shotcast for Instagram and the Shotcast WI for Wisconsin on Facebook. I have a blast doing this, and I know Brett does too. Yep. And we'll be back next week with another wonderful list of top news stories. Anything else you'd like to say to the listeners, Brett, as we close off?
No.
Brett's a bit bye-bye. So thank you again so much for the support for all this time, dealing with all of our different topic transitions. We're happy that we're finally able to become more or less a professional podcast. If you could see our kind of setup right now, it's really cool, actually.
Yeah, I like it.
Stay tuned because Brett and I may actually be, we're talking about launching a brand new podcast for something different, but we're in the works of that right now. Anything else you'd like to add, Brett?
No, I like that. That's good.
Any other sign-off you have?
No.
Okay. We will see you all next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.